how did you see yourself evolving as a leader during your? Tell me again how many years it was with Microsoft.
16.
So, how did you see your leadership evolving over that 16-year period?
Yeah, interesting question. So, once I felt comfortable, and running the organization, there were a couple things. It was a kind of a parallel track while I was developing my next generation of leaders. So my direct reports and then their direct reports, and we had several initiatives in which we did that. As leader, though, what I think the best thing that happened to me was I decided to really get involved in the security industry. Several major organizations, as is the American Society for Industrial Security, which is really the largest organization. My main one was ISMA, International Security Management Association. So that is kind of the chief organization for chief security officers. Most of your Fortune 50, Fortune 100 companies are represented. I've been a member of the organization for a while, but I made a conscious effort to get involved in committees, various committees.
What did that do? It surprises me that you're saying this. So what did that do for you, this idea of getting involved in some of these organizations?
I think part of it is because, I like to read a lot, I know you do. And, I can't remember where I came across this, but it was kind of this thing where you're captain of your ship and you're a successful captain of your ship. And at one point, when you take a step back and strategically kind of take a look at where you are and your place in the organization, as well as where strategically you want to take the organization, in my case, global security, I said, we've built a world-class organization. We've got these global operations centers that are the gold standard within our industry. We've developed these unique programs to bring money into the company, even though we're a cost center. We've, blah, 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 got the right people in the right places. Okay, but you start to believe, you don't want to get to the point where you start believing your own BS, right? You start believing that you know everything. So that was one part of it. The other part of it, and so I said, okay, getting involved in these organizations will allow me to see different viewpoints. How, okay, we're great, but so's Verizon, and so's Ernst & Young, and all these other organizations that have great CSOs and great programs. So what can we learn from them? Well, first I got to make a step and lead by example. So joining these organizations, joining these committees, and then eventually getting on the board of directors of ISMA, for instance, first, was an eye-opener because, next thing you know, I'm on a board with, 12 to 14 other chief security officers, all great leaders in their own right. And I'm Mike Howard, and I'll tell you the truth, I was a little intimidated. Mm-hmm. Very intimidated that first board meeting, and I didn't open my mouth. I remember the president at the time said, I'm glad you're on the board. You're awfully quiet. I said, well, I just kind of figuring things out because I was still thinking, Microsoft, CSO, blah, 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 and I get here, and I'm intimidated. I'm afraid if I open my mouth and say something, I'll look stupid. And I realized, of course, later on that, no, I wouldn't look stupid, but it was a process. Okay. Process that eventually led me to the presidency of ISMA. Right. And then once again, when I assumed that mantle, that first meeting, it was one of those, oh, okay, now I'm president of this organization. And so I don't want to look stupid. But it forced me to grow as a leader. Yeah. Plus, it was a great example to my team about open your mouth, opine, even if you think it's going to make you look stupid. If you've got something to say, you have a voice. Yeah. And it pushed me to also bring back other viewpoints back into Microsoft and my organization. So when my leaders would say, yeah, but we're the best at this, I said, yeah, we're the best at this. But there's also somebody that's also the best at this, and we can learn from them. They can learn from us. So it just helped me to grow. And then ASIS was another organization that I became head of their CSO advisory board. And again, all these things just helped me to grow. And I think more than anything else, the industry experience helped me grow as a leader. So yeah, that's a long answer to your short question about what changed, and
Well, I think it's so interesting. Yeah, I'm starting to think things like, as I hear you talk, bring the outside in, or in this case, go to the outside, obviously, and connect with the outside. Get another perspective, get other eyes, get various viewpoints, because you can, as an organization, get ingrown.
Mhm.
You don't mean to, but you can. The other thing that way back when we first connected, one of the lessons I took from our conversation was don't be afraid to ask the stupid question or the dumb question.
You're right.
And it comes up again, this sense of stepping into the unknown a bit. Yeah, you're not sure of what that all means, and maybe you will look like you don't know, but what's the alternative, right? I mean, it's not growing. And it's so cool to hear you talk about growth. And let me ask this about growth in particular.